Oh, really? You got dinner and stuff like that. She likes it. Yeah, double it. Give them 2 cups. It seemed very easy. Take it easy, bro. Mainly an observer. Come on. What do I know? Feeling a great program.
Pasta cake.
No, I always be watching the videos.
They're a really big American big university, quite well known for their sports. So like the faculty, their college American faculty. I used to play a lot of rugby actually. Macro. So initially started at 8, but then I played quite high level, but so at some stage I wasn't really cool enough. So I moved to 7. A lot of my game was like very fun. Oh, nice. Sounds like you were an 8 now. Where did you grow up?
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
I'm not just talking for talking people. I want to my credit score. I can open it. And beauty.
For Russia, because it's the only place they can go.
Yeah, poison coffee, poison tea. The soup was okay. Poison lunch. Let's get the fuck out of here.
الباسل
Alright, let's go to the library. So someone was saying that the elves have like a floating island so that they remain undetected and they can move. I don't think that's necessary. It's not. It wouldn't be impossible to have that. I think they did that already. They were talking about BlackRock or some other corporation or something, having some kind of floating island or something. I don't think that's necessary. I think it's just like a hidden city or town or something. I mean, obviously, you would find it you would see it if you were to fly over it. It can also be invisible. It can be cloaked. It can have some kind of cloaking, just like these fucking invisible drones they got flying around. It can be cloaked and invisible to anybody flying over it. Yeah, the waters in the Atlantic are kind of calm. There's no tsunami, no hurricanes, no big weather events. There's there was a lot of flooding in here in the last couple of years since I got here. They did a lot of floods, but you know, it's relatively calm. There's no tsunamis or nothing in the Atlantic, and they would be somewhere in the UK, Doggerland kind of area. They would be somewhere near the UK. Yeah, near the UK. Maybe someplace between Ireland and Scotland and Iceland, you would have the elves somewhere. I don't know. Like I said, I guess there's some people said you can overlay some maps and find out the location if you overlay maps. If you do an overlay, you know, I put overlay maps on top of one another. And you would see if they are transparent enough. You would see the location or something, like if you like I said, it's obviously if they are hidden and their location is not known, it's some kind of deal with the Five Eyes. Obviously, the Five Eyes would know where they are. You know, NSA, GCHQ, military intelligence and stuff like that. They would know where they are. So the fact that they're, you know, their location is hidden and you don't see them around here is obviously some kind of deal with the Five Eyes. Like I said, technically they are the owners. You know, the Nephilim and the Elves and the Hyperboreans. They are the rightful owners of the place. All of them are Nephilim phenotypes. I don't know why they would need a deal with the Five Eyes. Why they would need a deal from the Five Eyes? But like I said, in the last 2,000 years, the tables have turned because of the war with the Nephilim and all that shit that happened 50,000 years ago. Obviously, a lot has changed. But yeah, I don't know. They would be somewhere near the UK. They would be somewhere, maybe even perhaps within the UK. We don't know. You know, they call this the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom of what? It's all the same. You know, Ireland, Scotland, this place. The only difference, the only difference in the past was that you had the Roman invasion, which was foreign. You had a Roman invasion, which was foreign in here, and that was the only difference. Yeah, so they would be somewhere in this area, close to the UK, if not in it. The United Kingdom of what? Good question, because it's why would you say the United Kingdom? It's all the same. It was the same already, What kingdom is united? Which kingdoms are united? Right? Kingdoms, right? So, yeah, that's the, like I said, they talking about these, they also mention these blonde-haired, blue-eyed people that fly around in vimanas and stuff. And they're tall and muscular and stuff like that. Like I said, these are people from the past that have some kind of deal with the Five Eyes to remain hidden, to be out of sight. Because like I said, this guy is an attention seeker. The hominid is an attention seeker. You can only see his face on TV every time, regardless. Regardless of anywhere you go in the world, you will see his fucking face and nobody else's. And that's, it's the monopoly on the Middle Earth, if you will. The monopoly over Middle Earth of this hominid and his face and his people and his Cabbage Patch people being everywhere, anywhere, and everywhere. And that's the reason why these other people are not visible to us. Hyperborean, Elves, Nephilim, if there's any left. You understand? Because this guy wants to be numero uno all the time. And you see it in the collages. You see it in the gifts. They're everywhere, anywhere, everywhere. Around the realm. There's nobody else. Yeah. So and they want you to believe there's nobody else. These hominid people. This fella that stole the bag, they want you to believe there's nobody else. Yeah, that's why they took care of the giants. The big difference, the giant Nephilim, they took care of them. That's why they got rid of the you know, they don't mention the elves. The elves are not mentioned, you know, unless it's fiction. It's fiction. Hyperboreans are mentioned by the Greeks. Also, besides that, it's probably fiction. The Tartari people, they don't talk about that either. Right? They don't mention anything about the Tartari people that were French. They don't tell you anything about the mud floods either. They don't say anything about the mud floods or the Tartari Empire, officially. Yeah. Very peculiar. There's no fucking government in the world. Not, I mean, forget about the Five Eyes, but there's no other government in the world that will tell you about the Tartari Empire or the mud floods. Why? See, this fella wants this monopoly. He fights for this monopoly on TV, in the news, in the media, academia, military especially, and government, obviously. They fight for this monopoly. That's how they maintain control, and they go on TV and they pretend that they stopped the wars, and they give each other awards for shit. It's all fake. That's why everything is fake. If everything is fake, they can control the outcome every time of anything that happens. And anything that happens is their own doing as well. Anything that happens is their own doing. And they control the outcome because everyone is them. Everyone is them. There's nobody else. You understand? Like I said, and that's the reason why everything is fake. Everything that you see on TV is fake from these assholes. Understand? Because they are everyone, everywhere. They control the outcome of anything that they do. Because they are everyone, everywhere. They control the outcome every time. Because every single person you see is them. Right? And that's what's going on in here. You see it in the collages and you see it in the gifts all the time. Understand? It's all fake. All fake.
She's never been to Arizona before.
So like I said, these people that are mentioned briefly through history, Hyperborean, Elvish, Nephilim, if there's any left, they have some kind of segregation going on. They have some kind of deal with the Five Eyes to remain hidden. And that's what's going on in here. This guy wants to be, he wants to maintain his monopoly over Middle Earth with his Cabbage Patch people. You understand? That's what he fights for. A big plot of land. A big plot of land with his Cabbage Patch people, pretending that they're doing shit in Middle Earth. Anyway. I'm tired already. Oh. Yeah, those kind bars, nut bars, have X-Lax in them. I couldn't figure out what it was. Is it the sandwiches? Is it the peanut butter or the jelly fucking jam sandwiches? What the fuck is it? It's the fucking kind bars. It's the kind bars that they've been giving us. There's fucking X-Lax in that shit. I smelled it today. It smelled funny. These people mention nothing about, even though they promote diversity in here all day long, in the West in general, they tell you nothing about any hominid. Like I said, it's not mentioned in the Bible, it's not mentioned anywhere. it's apparent, yeah, very, very apparent when you look at those collages that that's exactly what you're looking at. Regardless of color, regardless of where they come from and where they are born, you are looking at a hominid fella. But like I said, it's not mentioned in the Bible, it's not mentioned by anybody. Yeah? Another omission. Another omission. Like I said, the Bible is full of omissions. Yeah? So you see, what you see in here is the monopoly of this hominid fella. You see a monopoly of this hominid fella being everywhere, anywhere, anytime. And you don't see anybody else because they want to maintain this monopoly over Middle Earth. And like I said, to go from a million people 2,000 years ago to 7 billion people now, it's a way to control the monopoly, right? To magnify the monopoly over Middle Earth with 7 billion people. So you see, after the Tartary mudfloods, the monopoly grew. The monopoly grew tenfold after the mudfloods. You also had World War I and World War II, where you instantly lost the white majority in the world. Yeah, you have World War I and World War II after the mudfloods, and you lost the white majority in the world instantaneously and overnight, which is kind of odd, because if it's a Cabbage Patch business, you can make them white all day long, right? But that's not what happened. They lost the majority in World War I and World War II, and they haven't recovered since. It's that constant white decline that I've been talking about in the West in general since World War I and World War II, right? In favor of what? In favor of people who are not white. Yeah, Asian, foreign people, black people, Amerindian people, hominid people. Yeah, they instantly lost which was the point. That was the point, I guess. The point of World War I and World War II was to lose a white majority and make it happen overnight, which is what happened. That was the point of World War I and World War II, was to lose a white majority. More damage after the mudfloods, right? And they did. Yeah, they did, definitely. I mean, you fucking lost. It's it's a majority loss that you can't even recover from. At 7 billion people on a global scale, to lose a majority from 7 billion people now, you can't even recover from that. Yeah, it takes decades, centuries to recover from the loss of a white majority. And that's what they want. That's what they want. That's the reason why they did World War I and World War II. Precisely to lose a white majority, which is what they did.
I just saw a poll that said now more than ever, the fewest amount of people in the last 10 years are identifying as transgender. Trump has the most steady approval rating out of any president in history. So we're doing great against the left. The biggest threat we face right now is within our own party. And that's with people who are turning against Trump, who are trying to make wedge issues in order to divide our base. They are people like Marjorie Taylor Greene now, who is now on my list. I can't say the word, but S list. But, people who shoot Trump every day, talking about how prices are good, and people are completely ignoring all the successes of Trump and constantly saying that
You are 150% correct. And, here's the thing. President Trump is a George Washington-like figure when it comes to the presidency, okay? What President Trump is doing is, most of the ways that the presidency operates today was established by George Washington when he was president. President Trump's establishing a new way of doing things. He's trying to give us our country back to us again permanently. He's trying to set up a permanent, and these people that are tearing him down, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, make me sick. I don't know what her deal is. Now, I have no idea what's going on with her.
And then another thing, she came on yesterday, saying we got to link arms with all the people on our side. But she's been on Twitter for the last week saying we got to link arms with all the people on our side who would destroy us. We're at a point where the left was at about 15 years ago, where the craziness of the left was only known about in the academia institution, and then it overflowed into, representatives. So all of a sudden, people like AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, and now Jasmine Crockett, and it slowly they came out of the bubble of the academic institution and now into representative politics. We are now seeing that with the right, except instead of the academic institution, it's these online spaces. And what we're seeing is now people like Matt Walsh want to link arms to defeat the left, and we are defeating the left. Charlie Kirk was defeating the left. Trump was defeating the left. That's why they tried to kill Trump, and they killed Charlie Kirk. And now Matt Walsh wants to link arms with people like Nick Fuentes, who literally told his own supporters to vote for Kamala because Trump was such a...
Nick Fuentes, I do so many shows, I can't remember where I said this. I don't know if I said this on the radio show yesterday or if it was a live show. I think it was on YouTube. So every few years, there's a new favorite conservative, or I shouldn't say conservative, a Republican that the left wants to come up and try to destroy. And Nick Fuentes is into, and again, I don't listen to Nick Fuentes. I don't know too much about him other than, and I'm not interested in it, other than he's identified as a Nazi. Okay. So Nick Fuentes is David Duke now, right? David Duke. What happened with David Duke? He was a Grand Dragon wizard, some Klan lunatic, and he's a publicity stunt guy. And he went out and ran for state house in Louisiana, and he registered as a Republican. So they said, "Oh, the party of the David Duke." And we had Fred Phelps years ago. So and they prop up these nobodies. Nick Fuentes is a nobody punk. I don't care how many followers he has online. He's a destructive force. And did Patrick Bet-David have him in studio? Did he? I mean, what the hell was that about?
He didn't ask him one adversarial question. He was helping him with his PR campaign, his what was it? His rehabilitative PR campaign, because he's trying to after Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. So see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with the new media. Okay, the new media, of which I'm a part of, even though I've been around, before. You don't see me doing these collabs with people, and there's a lot of reasons I don't do that. But one of the reasons is you do a collaboration with someone, you're all of a sudden responsible for them forever because it's out there, right? So but the new media, who a lot of these people, they run around, we're the new media, we're independent. All they care about are views, clicks. So they bring people in like Nick Fuentes because they'll get 1 million views. And it's destructive to do it. I mean, nobody should be on it. I wouldn't have David Duke on in his heyday. He does don't do it. It's bad news. Everything you said is so right on the money.
It's why the Dems lost, why they lose. Why are the Dems unrecognizable from a 1994 Clinton? It's because they let in the crazies, and the crazies slowly pulled them to the left to the point where the average normie American was disgusted. We are now doing that. We're letting in the
That's right.
and it's going to be.
There was another one, Ben. Ben. All these conservatives that were all promoting Andrew Tate. Why? Because he said, "Be a man. You need to go out there and be a man." And this guy is accused of terrible things. They all have him on their shows. Oh, he's with real manhood. When he and his brother came to Fort Lauderdale, I got contacted to go to the airport and meet them. And 10 minutes from my house, I did not go. Do you know, if I would have gone, I could have interviewed Andrew Tate and his brother, okay? And had them on my YouTube channel and on my platforms, and maybe even on the radio show here, okay? I didn't do it. You know how many people would have gotten that, who would have seen that? You know, you don't bring these people in just because you're going to get a lot of people listening, unless you're going to tear them up. And you can't do those types of interviews with these people because they got preconditions. And you can't do, so yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that.
They film the interview themselves, and then they chop it up, and then they release a clip that makes them look good or makes you look.
Exactly.
I just saw this with Glenn Beck. They released a clip that made him look like an idiot, and then in the fuller context, it was the complete opposite. He made the student who asked him the question look like an idiot. That's the way they edited it. These people are just as...
Well, like I'll give you an example. Like if I had Andrew Tate and his brother, and by the way, I'm serious. I was invited to it was Fort Lauderdale. I was invited to go to be there. I get a picture or a video of me shaking hands with them. All of a sudden, I'm an abuser of women. That's how they chop it up. And you know what I mean? You got to be very careful how you do things these days.
You might gain some of his followers, and I'm not saying you, but in an instance like that, you might gain some of his followers, and now guess what? Now you got to cater to his followers.
Exactly.
More and more and more to these psychos like Candace. Now,
correct.
Of her grip, because if she does, she'll lose half her base. So it's like, it's really just...
Well, what's happened to our Candace is she's alienated all her base supporters. Her only supporters she has now are Nazis, anti-Semites, and yeah. And if she went back to being a normal person, she'd have no one, because she would have alienated everyone.
I am against Nazis. I'm against communists. I'm a patriot. I love this country. I love the Constitution, and I love Donald Trump. And we need to be more wary than ever, because of people on our side that we know we're on our side are dropping like flies.
Well, at least you can still walk around.
Yeah.
Where you from?
Spain.
Yeah. England.
Yeah, back in North.
The north, yeah.
Yeah.
everywhere, and my passenger's getting arrested. No, I'll keep recording, thank you. It's my right. I will look. You're a police officer on duty. I can record you. And if you come to this side of the vehicle, I can keep recording you. I can keep recording you. For recording you, I'm sitting in my car holding my phone. What is the law? What are you arresting me for? I'm sitting here in my car. I'm just recording in case anything happens. I'm surrounded by 5 police officers. I'm scared right now. I'm not being a jerk. I'm recording it in case anything happens. They're not searching my car. You're not searching my car. I don't care, man. Right? I know my rights. I know the law. I'm an attorney, so I would hope I know the law. You know my bar card?
time to go. Discernment, it's time. I believe. What's the disturbance? What's the disturbance? It's time to go.
Bowie, I already saw the proof fibers for both of them. Yeah.
Thank you.